Hello, and welcome to our live crafting challenge as a follow-up to Sublimation Camp. So if you have your Sublimation Camp All Access Pass and have not been using it, today's the day. So we are going to use that pass today and make a project from camp. And we're going to make these super cute sequin patches. So it's sequins and you can flip it back and forth, can go on cotton, dark colors. You're going to love this project. Now, the bad news is that Corey is under the weather and is not joining us. So I'm on my own today, but I have the fabulous Anne from the Useless Crafter to teach us this project. So Anne, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes. Hi, I'm Anne. You can find me at the Useless Crafter pretty much on all social media platforms. I love to craft, and so I've just kind of dabble in everything. My main thing is paper crafting. That's like my true love. But I have a laser cutter. I've got all my like cutters here, and sublimation. I love. So I feel like I like to incorporate as many crafting areas as I can into a project because I feel like, then you can really enhance the projects. But yeah, so that's me in a nutshell, pretty much trying to do all things crafty.
Yay. Okay, so we are making these sequin patches, and we do have in the YouTube description like a link to an Amazon shop. They're on Amazon. They're from Craft Express. They come in a little pouch, look something like this. I have hearts, and I think Anne has circles.
So yeah, I have a bunch of them to show you guys.
Okay, perfect. Because we have like all these different shapes. So if you are like looking for a shape, they probably have it.
Yeah, no, it's so cute. They have different sizes. So you can see these are like smaller hearts. And what I'm actually doing today is I'm taking a gigantic glitter or a sequin backpack so that I can show you all the different images. So I won't necessarily be pressing on one of these smaller ones, but we could talk about it. Or, I mean, I can if, I mean, obviously I have all the stuff here. But yeah, there's just so many. I mean, I just love the sequins in general. I love like for my favorite sublimation projects, I always like to sublimate on white because I feel like it's so crisp and pretty. As much as I love glitter stuff and all the different colors, I feel like white is such a great sublimation color. Um, but you also have the sequins, which I absolutely love. So it gives me a little bit of both. So I wanted to show you all the different ones that like you can do. And I have so many ideas for all of these. Like this is a stocking.
Oh, I love
Right?
it.
And I was thinking if you had young kids, like you could say, you can maybe put it out like after Santa comes, like you have their regular stocking, and then this one will flip up and it'll say, "You've been good," or like whatever. And that's what Santa left you. I think it would be so stinking cute. So there's
That is
this one.
adorable.
Um, there's all these different little patches. Now, one of the things that Angie and I were just talking about is that I love these because once what happens is it comes like this. When you're ready to sublimate, you're going to peel this off. And this thing, I mean, it's so crazy because it feels like it's really thick, but onto the sweatshirt or onto the t-shirt, it's pretty much seamless. Like it feels like it's not going anywhere. So it's just one of my favorites because of that. And it's so fun. Every time someone sees, they just want to like rub it. So, all right. But I do have a few tips for you. Now that I've done quite a few because I do love them so much, I've definitely run into some issues. So we'll talk about it right now. So I have this big blank. This is
I'm
a,
going to make you bigger. How about that?
oh, are you? Okay.
There we go.
This is a backpack, a drawstring, or a drawstring bag, I should say. So it's really big. You can see it covers almost my whole mat. So what I wanted to do is I printed out a few things so that you could see it. Some things that you want to consider when you're doing these sequin projects is that you can see that, like the sequins themselves move quite a bit. Like even when we put it back to this way, there's a lot of wiggle room. I'll use my tweezers. This sequin in itself can move quite a bit. So when you think about your project and where the colors land, if it has a little bit of movement like that, when you have something that's very detailed, like the sublimation project that I did for sublimation for the camp, I don't know if you guys remember, but I think I did my daughter's All Stars like announcement. So I had her team name, the season, how I think I even put like how many home runs she had, whatever. So she flipped it a few times. And then because it was so detailed and so small, it got really lost and it needed to be so exact. So one of the things that I wanted to point out is something like this, the word camp is great because it's big and it's like a solid color. You don't have all those details, but I'm going to show you as we press it, because I'm going to do all these little ones and I'm going to do this one and we can, flip it back and forth so you can kind of see. And I also have one. I've done this before, and I don't know if you could tell from the image, but I have the word XOXO Craft Girls kind of like lighter in the background. So almost like, like kind of more transparent, I guess. And that is going to be really difficult to read. So if we have time, I'll do that. But I just want to kind of show you one of my favorite blanks, but also just, fair warning, there are some downfalls to it and we want to avoid it as much as possible. So the first step in doing this is you want to make sure that all your sequins are flipped over. So I usually have a pair of tweezers next to me. Most of the time, like when I'm flipping it over, it'll flip. I mean, you can see this is a huge blank and there's only a few that like aren't turned over.
But the patches, when I got them, they were on the colored side and we need to sublimate on the white side. So I had to flip
Yes.
every single sequin. So it depends on the blank.
Yeah, no, definitely. This is not one of those things where you want to do in a rush.
And we are talking every single little sequin. You have to make sure it's on the white side.
Yes, and they come in different colors. Like on the flip side, there's red, black, silver. You want to make sure, like with sublimation, we're always sublimating on the white side.
Yeah, I have this really cute rose gold one that I'm going to try to do this time.
Oh, I love rose gold.
Right? I'm really excited about this one.
I'm like really worried when it goes out of style because I've got so much stuff.
It's going to be a tragic day.
Oh, Angie, I'm sorry. I haven't even been checking the comments at all.
Oh, you're fine. I haven't seen
Okay.
any questions yet. So I did want to mention that, like, if you want to see Anne's full class, why we're flipping sequins, because this is kind of boring. But if you want to see her full class with more unique sublimation blanks or any of the other sublimation camp stuff, if you have your all access pass, jump in there, watch Anne's class. If you don't, we do have a coupon code for you. So it's Get Crafty 4. It's good through September 3rd, and it's $20 off. That's at sublimationcamp.com. And I did put the QR code in the corner. And then while we're crafting, if you want to craft along, you can. If you want to ask questions, feel free. This is not very structured at all. We're just kind of chatting and crafting.
And you're going to love it at the end. I just turned on my heat press. I know it's just one of my favorite blanks. And every time I'm like, oh, I love it. Now, one of the things I do want to mention is that, you're pressing this for 45 seconds for almost 400 degrees. You need a really good blank because it's going to melt on you. It's going to ruin your project. I think I've mentioned this a few times, but I bought one of those. It was like a wristband and it was super cute from Michael's or Dollar Tree or something like that. And after I pressed it, all the glue from, the heart sticking onto the wristband, whatever, it just was like a complete mess. So you just want to be really careful when you're doing that. And of course, the other thing that you want to be careful is that this bag has this drawstring. So obviously we're not going to be pressing up there. I am going to press this whole thing. Well, actually, let me cut this out. I was trying to get the most bang for my buck and I cut out like 3 of them right here. So I'm just going to trim this off. We're just going to do this first. And I'm going to sublimate one thing at a time. So
And I'm going to try some of the images that you can get with your All Access Pass and Sublimation Camp and just play with them here on these patches.
Okay. I am going to, I do want to tape it down because I'm going to be making some adjustments. I'm going to have this part hanging off my heat press. So I just want to make sure that my image isn't moving. It's pretty flat. I don't think I need to put like a protective paper on top, but
Do you ever have any issues taping on the sequins, or is that good?
no, it's pretty good.
Okay.
So, all right. So I'm gonna, let's see. I think you can see me on the smaller camera, but I'll be right back here.
Oh, yep. We can flip her around if you want to.
Okay. And oh, it's still heating up, so it's not ready yet. But
Oh, and
I'll
you
leave
have the HTV Ront Auto Press.
I did. You know what? I did not think that I would need an auto press, but once I got it, because I don't do. I like to do one project. It's never like 100 orders or anything like that. So I really didn't think I needed it, but doing even like my daughter's anything for like her softball team. So there's like 10 kids, but it's nice because when it's pressing, I'm not actively holding anything or standing there and I'm prepping for it. And it's so much easier to use. And I don't know, I thought it was going to be a frivolous purchase, but it turned out that I really enjoy it.
Brittany's asking about where we can get the blanks. And Brittany, like the ones I got, I just ordered off Amazon. We did put a link in the description below the video if you want to use that. But they're from Craft Express. And you can literally on Amazon do Craft Express sequins and probably come up with a ton of different results, I would say.
Yeah, you can get it from Craft Express directly or on Amazon. Yeah, I really like their products.
Yeah. I'm actually using their sublimation paper. I've been testing it and it works really well.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. All right, I'm going to trim these other ones while we're waiting for it to heat up. But I did jot down a few ideas that I had that I think you could use these for. I think for baby reveals, like for a grandma to be, grandpa to be.
So cute.
So they flip it over and it's like, oh, here's your sweatshirt. And there's a special message.
Yep.
I was thinking for like if you want to ask someone to be your bridesmaid. So it's like, like a t-shirt or a sweatshirt or I don't know, a towel or something. Um, and then, of course, anything like special, like my daughter's All Stars, like any celebration or milestones that are special that you want to, make sure that you remember and commemorate. And seasonal, like we did the Christmas one. There's pillowcases. So I feel like you could do, anything seasonal, Halloween, Christmas, and let's see what else. Okay, those were all my ideas.
What was your time and temperature on?
I have it for 385 for 45 seconds.
Okay.
But it's still heating up. I forgot to turn it on when we first started. I know.
And I would say like for the time and temperature, depending on the blank you get, it might be different. So I feel like Craft Express is very, very good about putting that on the packaging. They've always put a time and temperature, the ones I've seen. So when you get the packaging, it should say, so you don't have to write that down. You can just, on the packaging, it will tell you.
On the packaging, and then I always just pull up their website and there's always a tab for directions.
Yeah.
So.
And then I am going to, I'll switch to me real quick. So I'm just going to press one of these patches. I took the white part off the back and you press it all at once for the patches, which I was like, this is amazing. So you don't have to press it twice. You sublimate it and press it to your blank at the same time. So I was super happy about that. I was like, oh, I'm going to press these twice and but yeah, one press and we got it good to go. And I took, so Anne's tip about not doing detailed images. So I have some like watercolor flowers. They are in Sublimation Camp with your All Access Pass for free. And I just sort of cut them up and put them on here. because the last image I did also from camp was this flamingo guy here. And he did
So
get a
cute.
little distorted. Not bad. You can still it's still a flamingo, but it is a little distorted.
I tried to warn her, you guys.
So,
So she had to
well,
flip it
I
over.
made it like 5 minutes before we went live. And then when we got on here, Anne said, "Oh, that might be too detailed." And I was like, "Uh-oh, well, sample might be too detailed."
Yeah, you want good color contrast, and you want, like the bigger picture, not so detailed. All
Yeah.
right, I'm almost there. I'm gonna press it.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm using my Easy Press. So you can use an Easy Press for this, auto press, heat press. I don't even think it matters as long as it's hot.
Yes, really hot. Steaming hot. All right, I'm gonna turn off.
So I guess if anyone has any questions why we press, this is the boring part of the live where we're just going to press our projects. If anyone has any questions while we're pressing, or if you've sublimated on Sequins before, feel free to tell us about those projects.
I know. If you have any more ideas, I mean, obviously, I have a lot of blanks here, so I still have a lot of projects.
I I feel like these are really good for kids, especially like sensory, like wanting to flip things and like just play with it. Really great for kids. And then I mean the patch itself, like you're sublimating on the sequins, and you want me to make you big so you can do
Oh,
your
yeah.
yeah.
It's so pretty. Oh, no, you might want the other one. Yeah, there we
There we
go.
go.
All right, wait till you guys see how beautiful this is.
So cute.
I mean, the colors are so good. And you can actually see on the image itself, like the printout, it looks like Little Mermaids. It's from the sequin, so you can see how the colors transfer. Um, but I absolutely love it. So I'm gonna flip it a few times. I'm a little bit worried about the 2024 because it's really thin. And you can see my glove just hit that and it already shifted the two.
Yeah.
So but it like the color's gorgeous and I love this. It's just so pretty. All right, so I'm gonna flip it so you can see.
That is just I mean, it's just so cool.
Right? And the colors on this is just gorgeous. So you can see like clearly we can still read Sublimation DTF because those are block letters. Camp is still great. The colors right here are still really good, but I have lost my 2004. It
Yeah.
was thin. We knew that was going to happen. So you can kind of see like, but it's so pretty because it's so vibrant. Like these colors are so beautiful. All right, so now that we have the big one, I'm going to do the small one so that you can see what a difference it is when we do that. So I'm going to put this down here.
And someone asked about doing a memorial pillow. So it would be like a picture of the granddaughter with her pawpaw. So what do you think about using photos for this? Like, do you think the photo will become distorted?
I do. I mean, it has to be, I think, I haven't done a photo, but I would think it would have to be high resolution and not so far away, right? Like it would have to be like an up close image because I think you need the blocks of colors to be together.
Yeah.
But I do love that idea.
Yeah, it's such a good idea though.
Um, like when someone needs a hug, right? You flip it over, you see it. I don't know. I love it.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to do all three of these in a row. And since my heat press is already warm, it's only going to be
Just a few seconds.
Yep. All right, here we go.
And I finished mine and I just put some watercolor florals on this version and I'm going to flip it a few times. Let's just see. I didn't flip it yet. So we'll just see what happens. And this is the rose gold on that side, which is a little bit different. So you can see that the rose gold's on that side instead of the silver, right? And I mean, they still look like flowers.
I love that rose gold.
Yeah. So very good. Okay, so someone did say in the comments that they put a photo on a sequin pillow and it turned out really nice. So
Oh, awesome.
someone has done it.
All right, I'm going to try that next time. I think I'm going to do something big. I'm going to have to find a good picture.
Then someone asked about sublimating on the silver side, and you can only sublimate on the white side on these blanks. So if you sublimate on the silver side, like nothing would happen, basically. So only the white side for sublimation.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go.
Oh, and I will, let's see. There we go.
Ooh, that's my fault. Because, I left it hanging off and
Oh, got it.
and I knew that was going to happen. As it was coming down, I'm like, oh, it shifted. But that's okay.
We can
All
still
right,
tell.
I'm going to flip the whole thing now just so that we can kind of see. Okay. I just love it though.
Seriously, I could flip these all day long. I'll just keep flipping mine over here. It's fine.
So this one is still amazing. This one in person, I can see that the M is shifting a little bit, so it's not as crisp like the lines over here. So you
Yeah.
can see there. So you just want to keep that in mind. I'm gonna do this one because this is the one where I don't think I have enough. The back is too light. You can see like when you have the sequins in front of you that there's a hole in the middle of the sequins, right? So that they can thread it. And so there's enough spacing for the image to not transfer over. So you're not getting a full image to begin with. And then you have the sequence shifting. So you just got to be really mindful when you're picking the image, your project. I mean, that's the only thing. So I'm going to press this last one here. But you can see, I mean, it's just like, it's such a cool project. It's such a cool blank. And I can tell you that my daughter, like, she doesn't, I don't know, she's such a contrarian. Like, she doesn't like princesses because everyone else likes princesses, But give her a sequence project and she loves it every time I make something for her. So,
Yeah, I feel like these would make great gifts as well.
yeah.
Okay, I'm going to, let's see, I'll make myself big here for a minute. And I've flipped this several times. And while, I mean, it still looks really good, but you can kind of see what Anne's talking about where it just has white spaces. And that was not in there originally, like when I sublimated it. It's just that the sequins have shifted. So there's little white spaces within the floral. So yeah, if you were to do a picture, for instance, you might have little white specks on the person's face or something like that. So it just kind of distorts it a little bit, but it's still super cool and super cute.
You just want to make sure that you, like I said, just be mindful of the project. And especially if you're doing like a picture, like I'm looking at a picture, this was from years ago. So it's me and my daughter. But you could see with our hair and the background, like this would be a horrible project because I think with the sequence flipping, you're not going to be able to get that contrast. The dress will be fine, but like, like there's just too much right here that doesn't have enough contrast around the hair and stuff. I think it's going to be pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what this last one looks like. It always looks great right off the press.
I know you're always like, yay.
So, yeah, it looks amazing. And sometimes that's good enough, right? Because like you're giving this to someone, they're going to flip it over once and then keep it that way. All right, so I'm going to flip this over for you. And you'll see that the background is going to like be really hard to read after this. But actually, I'm going to flip the whole thing over because I like testing this whole project.
And they're just fun to flip. Let's just face it.
Duh. All right, here we go. So you can still read this one. This one's amazing. This one, I don't know, can you tell like the word sublimation is starting to get a little bit hard to read. Camp is
Yeah.
still great because it's big block letters. And then down here, some of the XO is starting to blur a little bit. But other than that, I mean, you can see like the dark colors come out gorgeous on these projects. Um, Anything that's really vibrant, I think I love the way it comes out.
Perfect. Okay. I think like last call for questions from anyone. I did see a question Kathleen asked about the patches. So
Mhm.
make myself big here. So the patches come like this, and you do sublimate and adhere them to whatever. So yes, it can be done on canvas bags, cotton, whatever, because you are sublimating on the sequin portion. So you flip all these sequins up to the white side, sublimate on that, and this part just peels off the back, and you just put your sublimation. So let's see, I have a sublimation print. So sequins all flipped. Let me see if I can flip most of them really quickly. I won't be that particular, but so flip all of the sequins to the white side. Okay, so white side with the sequins, and then your sublimation print. And then I peeled this off the back, and then you would just put it onto a canvas bag, a cotton shirt, could be
A
a
black
black cotton shirt.
t-shirt,
Yeah,
right?
like black cotton, black polyester, does not matter. And then you just sublimate it and adhere it to the bag at the same time, which I personally appreciate. You do not have to press these patches twice. You can do them all at the same time. And then
Yes.
once it's done, it is adhered to your bag, and your sequins are sublimated. And this is the flamingo one. And then you can flip and flip back.
I
So
was really, but one of my first projects was it was a heart one on a black sweatshirt for my daughter, and it had the Grinch, and it said something like really cute, like something about, you know, how he finds his heart or whatever. And I was worried because she's going to be flipping, her friends were going to be flipping, but it is so seamless. Like once it gets on there, it's on the sweatshirt. It can withhold, you know, withstand all of that, you know, up and down flipping and stuff. So like I was pleasantly surprised at how good it worked.
yeah, the adhesive is really great on the patch itself. So you don't have to worry about it coming off. It's really good. And yes, it is so hard to find like boy stuff with sequins. And I mean, you grab one of the patches, circle, star, heart, whatever, and you can put anything on it, anything that the kid likes, and then put it on a bag, a shirt, backpack, back to school, just whatever. And I feel like kids and adults, let's just face it, love flipping sequins.
I was gonna say, Angie, I have one of these.
I was gonna say kids. I'm like adults as well, because I've been sitting here the entire time doing this.
So I have another project idea. Can
Okay.
you imagine how cute it would be for like, because I'm seeing all on my TikToks, I'm seeing all these sorority rushing, you know, rushes. But how cute would it be to reveal your big sister, little sister, or that you got a bid? So lots of sororities can do this, and they can put it, you know, little hearts on like the sweatshirt arm or wherever you want to put it. Or class of, you know, I was about to date myself. I was class of 2024. So yeah, lots of things that you could do with it. I absolutely love it. I mean, it's such a crowd pleaser.
Yeah. And as far as I know, Linda, there aren't any sequin blanks that don't flip. I've not seen any. They all flip, I think.
Oh, you mean like you want it permanently on the
Yes,
one
like if you
side?
wanted the design to like, not distort. And I have not seen any that don't flip.
No.
Yeah. I have not. And these obviously withstand a lot of temperature, so you couldn't just press it hot enough where they would kind of stick together. I don't think that would work either.
No, you just got to be stern when you give it to them. Don't flip it. I don't know, but that's a tall order.
Okay, Kathleen wanted to know on clothes, how do they wash up? So I know you made some clothes before. So did
Yes.
you like run into the laundry or anything?
So I always wash my stuff cold
Yeah, me too.
and I dry on low heat. So I feel like I don't run into those issues because I never test it out like that.
Yeah.
I like to do that with or without whether it's a craft project or not. Like that's just how I like to wash my stuff. So no, I've had no issues with it. Yeah, it stays on. It's been great.
Yeah, I would say cold water, like she said, low dry or hang to dry.
Mhm.
Maybe I usually do sequins like inside out
Yeah.
because stuff can hang on them, like other stuff in the laundry. Not that this is going to hang on itself, but other stuff in the laundry can kind of hang on the sequins themselves. So I usually do it inside out just in case. But that's about it. And I mean, I feel like that they last a really long time, and the adhesive is really good on them.
And I've done these backpacks or these little bags as Easter bags. So there's like a little
Cute.
message. It's cute, and then the kids stuff. Well, you give it with already with a bunch of treats, I'm sure, and then they can reuse it. So just another idea for you guys.
That's a cute idea. And I need those stockings. I'm just gonna say
You
that.
better go find it. I feel like I grabbed the last one until they restock it, but it's so stinking cute. And it's on both sides. So you can always, do multiple messages if you wanted to.
Yeah, maybe the name on one side and a message. You like be
Well, and
flipping
you
over
could
with the
even,
message.
because there's so much room, where did I put it? Um, the stocking itself, you could just do HTV on it so that you can have two messages without using the name.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, there's like so much that you could do. It's a beautiful stocking, but like, oh, like where did it go? It's right here. So you can see there's a lot of room for a name and then it's on both sides.
So cute. Yeah. The sequin stockings, everyone needs them. But if you can't find them and they're out of stock, the other alternative would to be to use a patch on a regular stocking, right? Like
Yes.
we could do a circle patch, a star patch, a heart patch on a regular stocking and make it a sequin stocking. So you could do that as well on just whatever stockings you have.
That would be super cute, like
Look,
this right here.
so cute.
And then obviously this part would be, I don't know, furry or whatever. You could still put your HTV on top here. And then this little guy right here is perfect. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Angie. I didn't think of that. Now I could do
See?
like multiple messages.
All the sequins.
Okay, I know. Well, at least it's not glitter, and it won't be all over the house. My husband will be
Yes.
fine.
Okay, I think that's it. I don't see any more questions. So if you liked this project, be sure to, if you have your Sublimation Camp All Access Pass, log in, watch the rest of Anne's class. She has other blanks in her class. So this is just one blank out of many unique sublimation blanks that she had. So if you love these, you're going to love the rest of the class. So be sure to log in and watch that class, learn all about all these cool sublimation blanks that she showed us. And if you don't have your all access pass, we have the coupon code for $20 off right now. Put the QR code up in the corner. It's sublimationcamp.com and it's Get Crafty 4. And through September 3rd, you can get $20 off the all access pass right now. So grab your all access pass, learn all about sublimation, including sequin patches and so much more.
Thanks for
All right.
having me. It was so fun as usual.
Yes. Thank you, Anne, for joining us. And we will see you next month. And I'm trying to remember what next month was. Gosh, I did look, I swear. Oh, it was about sublimation with an oven. So we are going to be doing sublimation with the oven. And it's always the last Tuesday of the month. And be sure to sign up for our email newsletter if you want to be reminded about these. And then you will be reminded beforehand to get your supplies and you can craft along with us as well. So thank you, Anne, for joining us.